Corja. Immigration mismanagement by this government is one of the most divisive issues of our time. Not because people lack compassion. Irish communities have opened their hearts and homes in incredible ways, but because there is no plan, no transparency and no limit. Costs have exploded. 1 billion last year alone just on international protection accommodation. Communities have been sidelined. No consultation, no services, no support. And the system is wide open to abuse, with safe country applicants still arriving in large numbers. 80% failure rate of applications tells us something, but for some reason this government isn't getting it. Aunto and the vast majority of people are calling for fairness, sovereignty and sustainable planning. People feel utterly ignored. The government isn't listening, but Aunto is. Today we're spending 8 times what was spent just 5 years ago. The average daily cost of housing asylum seekers now exceeds €90 per day per person. Minister Foley, the current integration minister, has admitted that over 90% of accommodation is commercial. Nearly 33,000 people are now housed under the international protection system, up from 7,000 people in 21. How many of the 33,000 people do not qualify to be here? We're not talking anymore about short-term humanitarian measures anymore. This is a permanent system with no long-term plan, and the taxpayer is footing a bill that's growing by hundreds of millions each year. There are 3 hard questions we need answered. Why has the government failed to develop state-owned capacity instead of relying almost entirely on commercial contracts? Why are people from countries like Georgia, South Africa and Algeria, all listed as safe countries, still coming in their thousands? Where is the line between humanitarian duty and a policy vacuum? I'm not sure there is a line anymore. Their policy is ad hoc at best. We know it's not sustainable, financially, socially or politically. We must prioritise resources for genuine refugees and families fleeing war, tackle abuse of the asylum system head-on and restore integrity and balance to a process that is currently failing so many, including those most in need. In addition to this, over the past decade, nearly 4,000 deportation orders have been overturned. That's almost 4,000 people who were told, after a full process, that they had no right to remain in Ireland, only to have that decision quietly quashed behind closed doors by a Minister for Justice. After the last 5 years of light touch regulation under Helen McEntee, we were led to believe the new Justice Minister, Jim O'Callaghan, would shake things up and apply the law. We saw 2 sparsely filled claims return less than 70 failed asylum seekers, and that, I'm afraid, is Jim O'Callaghan getting tough on illegal immigration. Add to this, he has overturned 127 deportation orders already this year. Of course, in rare and exceptional humanitarian cases, it can be right to reverse a deportation order. But nearly 4,000? That's not compassion, that's policy failure and a come hither to the world. A message clear and simple that if you keep working the system long enough, you'll get to stay. We need quick decision making so people aren't left in limbo. We need clear enforcement so decisions actually mean something. And confidence in the processes that aren't subject to constant change at every turn. Right now, the message going out from this country is clear and simple. If your application fails every step, you can still stay. That's an invitation to more to exploit the system. Remember, currently 80% of applicants fail to qualify. We must uphold our humanitarian duty. Nobody is arguing that. But we must also protect the integrity of our borders, the trust of our people, the future of our public services, and the greatest resource we have, our people. Remarkable.